Oh, today we're going to be going over how to factor trinomials and specifically how to factor when a is greater than 1 because it's pretty easy when we know a is equal to 1. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we need to recognize what the base of the formation is going to look like. So the base of the formation, no matter what, is a quadratic. Ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are the coefficients where they lie. So a would be the coefficients in front of the x squared, b would be the coefficient in front of the x, and c would be the number without an x every single time. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an x, hence why we call it x method. The first thing we do is draw that x, and on top of that x, we do a times c, just the coefficients multiplied together. So we're going to see a times c. We're going to keep the sign of b on the bottom. And this is a little trick to make our lives a little easier. We're going to put the left and the right side over the coefficient of a and x. Now, if you're ever wondering what is the exponent for that x, it will always be the exponent as the same as the b term. So the b term, the exponent is a 1. So these guys down here are 1s. The last thing we need to go over really quickly is, no, that's it. I guess we can move towards it. So now we're going to be using this formation to be solving all of these formulas down here. So here's our number 1. I see we have, the first thing I need to do is recognize what is A, what is B, what is C. So the first thing I go is A is 3, B is -2, C is -5. I create my X, and we do, that's a little big of an X, don't you think? And what we do is we do A times C. So 3 times -5, we have a -15 on top. And then on the bottom, we just keep the B and the sign. On the left and the right, I'm going to put over everything over 3. That is A. And the same letter with the exponent or variable with the exponent as the B term. So just P to the power of 1. So you don't have to put the 1. So we put 3P. Next, we will find the factors of 15 that will add or subtract to equal to -2. Well, we know that they're going to subtract because it's a -15. So I see 5 and 3 will perfectly subtract to equal to 2. I will plug in my 5 and 3. And the next thing we need to figure out is which one is negative, which one is positive, because we know they need to be opposite signs since they multiply to a negative number. Well, it's easy. Whatever this sign is for B will be the same sign as the bigger number every single time. The last step we need to do is simplify any fractions I may have. The fractions I may have, as we see, is 5 over 3 does not simplify, but I notice I have a 3p and a 3 on top over here. That can simplify, take a 3 out of the top and the bottom. And then I rewrite my equations. Well, my factoring, we rewrite it because we just factored it. We rewrite it as denominator, keep the sign, numerator. Denominator, keep the sign, numerator. And there we go. This will work 100% of the time when we are factoring trinomials when a is greater than 1. So let's keep going. Let's do a couple more, and we will get a little faster as we go. So 2. We draw our X method. We see on top is A times C. So what is the A times C we see is 2 times -9, -18. And we have a positive 3 on bottom. I put these over 2 because that is my A, and the same variable basically as my B term, so my N. Next, we find factors that are going to subtract again because it's a negative 18. So negative 18, we see, well, I know 6 and 3 multiply, and they will subtract to equal to positive 3. We just need to figure out which one will be which. Now I need to assign my signs. And as we can see, the bigger number will always share the same sign as that b. So it makes it really easy in that case. Next, simplify any fractions if we can. The right side cannot simplify. That's as simplified as it gets. The left side, as you can tell, the top and bottom are both even numbers, so we can divide by 2. And then denominator, rewrite numerator. Denominator, keep sign numerator. That is it. Easy stuff. So let's do these next two as we get a little faster. Three times 4 on the top, 12. Oops, my pen. Negative 8 on the bottom, over 3n, over 3n. Find the factors of 12. That will add or subtract. I see 6 and 2 will add. If it's a positive number on top, they will most likely add together. I can put that up in a second. So you can see it's 6 and 2. And we know that they're adding. So they're combining, basically. So they both need to be negative. In order for negative 6 combined with negative 2 will get us a negative 8. Those two multiplied will give us a positive 12. And then we simplify. Denominator, rewrite numerator. Denominator, rewrite numerator. So the last piece of notes that we can say for this is if my a times c is positive, my factors, let's type this out actually. If is factors will add to equal to b. And if it is a negative, let me move this guy down and you guys can try 4 on your own with me. And what we can see is if it's a minus on top, the factors, you guessed it, will subtract to equal to b. So those are all of our little tricks that we use to solve these guys. So let's put all the tricks together in one step for this last one. X method. Sorry, not straight enough lines. 5 times 12 is 60. 19 on the bottom, positive, positive, over 5n, over 5n, a variable. Take the factors of 60 that are going to add to 19. So we take 60, and I know they're going to have to add. So what I'm just going to find factors on my own. Well, let's do 2 and 30. Well, those don't add. That won't work. Let's do another one. And I see, well, this is divisible by 4 and 15. Those do add to equal to 19. And we have our answer. And oh, almost forgot that this guy simplifies on the right. If we don't simplify it, our problem won't be accurate. All right. That is how we factor a is greater than 1. Hope you had a great time, because I know I did.